everyone, this is Yukai Chow from the Forerunner Christian Chess Club, and today we're going to start to look at some basic chess strategies to figure out how to play chess well. And today we're going to talk about two primary concepts. One is control of the center, and two is development of your pieces. So let's look at a game of chess. In the chessboard, the center is usually the most important part of the game. Whoever controls the center, mostly these four squares, and the extended center, which are these squares, have a lot of control over the game, because let's say your army is here. You can attack over here, you can attack over here, you can defend, and you also make sure that blacks or the other side's pieces can't really work together because they're pushed down over here. So, to give a concrete example, let's say you have a knight, and let's say your knight is in the corner. So it's not good when a knight is in the corner, because this knight can only go to these two squares, right? It can only go to here, and it can go to here, obviously, assuming these pawns aren't here. Now, if the battle was on this side of the board, or this side of the board, or this side of the board, this knight is useless. It's almost like it does not exist, right? It can only go to two squares, and those two squares aren't very helpful. So, however, if the knight was in the center of the board, now it becomes a lot more powerful. The knight can attack over here, the knight can attack over here, can attack here, can attack here. The knight can go back here to defend, over here defend. So now, instead of two squares, the knight has 8 strong squares that it controls, and it can go and do a lot of useful work. Now, imagine if every single piece was more active like this knight. If all your pieces are controlling the center like your knight, and all the enemy's pieces was like that knight in the corner, not doing too much, then obviously you will have a very strong position, because you can attack anywhere you want, you can defend anytime you want, and you will find weaknesses to break in easily. So that is the control of the center and why it's important. Now, let's look at the next concept, which is development of your pieces. So a lot of people who play chess as if it was a RPG role-playing game. And they would fall in love with a piece. Like, let's say they choose you. They're like, I choose you, my faithful knight. And so the knight then goes on a little journey, right? Goes to a journey, jumps around, does all his stuff, and the knight eventually gets captured. And then the player says, now I chose you, my faithful knight. And the knight goes on and, again, goes into an adventure, and then the knight dies too. And so now every other piece is at home sleeping. That is an incorrect way to play. Again, chess is not like a role-playing game. Chess is like a strategy, real-time strategy game, like StarCraft or Warcraft or whatever you play these days. You want to make sure that you are moving out a lot of pieces at once. Every single move should control the center and get your pieces out. For instance, one move, your knight should come out. The other move, the other knight should come out. Then your pawn can start controlling the center, allowing this bishop to come out. This bishop comes out, the pawn comes out, and this bishop comes out, right? The queen can start controlling the center. The king can castle, which I haven't talked about yet, but I will, or hopefully you've seen the other episodes first. And the rooks can come and control the center. So now you have an army ready to attack. And if one side just does the RPG game, where he does his little knight adventure, goes a lot of places, and he loses, while one side keeps developing pieces, what we'll see is that in the end, it'll be one piece versus entire army, right? So you want to make sure you don't want to waste moves on getting your pieces to move again and again and again in the opening. In the opening, you want to get your pieces out, because chess is a team sport, and you want all your pieces to work well together. If in every game you play, you know how to control the center, and you always develop your pieces and get them to join the battle, then you will start playing a lot better, and you will see a lot more structure and strategy to your game. I hope you learned a lot today, and I will see you on a chessboard.